Hello and welcome back to another episode of Digital Road Trip. Welcome, my name is Wizzy Zurich, now call me Wizzy, and today we are continuing our journey towards Jacksonville, Florida. Now, in the last video, we have just crossed into Savannah, Georgia. I don't know exactly where might have been back, obviously back there somewhere, where we actually crossed into Georgia, but that's fine. Before we get too far into it though, there is of course a couple things I do want to mention as always. First off, I do have a Discord, and I know I've been plugging that a lot, but all I'm going to mention about that is that you can submit custom challenges that you'd like to see me play for Wednesday's GeoGuessr videos, either challenges that you've created or someone else has created. You can either let me know, like I said, in the comments on those videos or on my Discord. Link to my Discord can be found in the description below. I also have playlists for Digital Road Trip in the description below as well if you want to check that out. Another link that's going to be down there too is a link to my Twitch, and that is actually what I'm on right now. As of me recording this, I am live streaming this on Twitch. Now, typically I'll do live streams on Twitch for GeoGuessr on Tuesdays. I'll do the GeoGuessr Custom Challenge, and then I will do GeoGuessr Speedrun. Like I said, I typically do that on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. But I always post on Discord when I will be going on Twitch. I decided I was going to do a live stream today. Yesterday as of this video going up, but anyways, you can always go to, like I said, to my Discord to find out when I'm going to be going up on Twitch. But yeah, other than that, I guess that's everything I want to mention. One thing I did notice though, before we get moving down the road here, is looking at the map, and I have a map up on this screen here. So we're currently on this bridge right here. And if we take a look down the road here, so we're currently on 17 here, US 17, it turns into Interstate 16. So what I'm going to need to do, because on this series that I currently have, I have a rule that I cannot follow or use any interstates. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get off this ramp here and then follow a different path to head towards Jacksonville. So that's the only thing I'm gonna do with a map. Other than that, we're just gonna follow along like normal. In fact, what the heck was that? Oh, it's like the cover for the lamp, but it's kind of down. If that makes sense. But so yeah, basically, for those of you new to this series, how this works is I'm in Google Street View. For this destination, I started in Charleston, South Carolina, and I had set a destination to Jacksonville, Florida. Now, how this works is it's more just like a road trip sort of thing, but it's like a goal sort of thing, I suppose, as well, where I need to work my way to Jacksonville. Right now it's the TIAA Arena, or TIAA Stadium, something like that, in Jacksonville, Florida. And I need to work my way to there without using the map or interstates, or using any interstates. I can use US routes, state routes, any other road except for interstates. That's basically the only rules I have set in place. Where are these routes here? Because I see State Route 25. Yeah, 2 State Route 25 and then 2 the interstates. I think I'm just gonna go through town here. Because Because that's one thing that's nice about US routes is, or not US routes, cities and stuff, is typically there are no dead ends. Not until you get obviously out in like the suburbs or no, basically suburbs I guess would be the only ones really that have dead ends. Although you would have like other outside roads or whatever that might, but typically those bigger roads, like what I mean by outside roads is rural roads, but usually those will just connect up to the different, they don't really dead end much unless it's like a housing road, but other than that, those ones don't really dead end. I guess it's only really housing areas, I guess. Suburbs. Everywhere else, all the roads connect to one another. Or lead to other roads, rather. So, when I was taking a look at the map, though, as well, not right now, but before we get started, and that's how I noticed about the interstate there, is it looks like we should be in Jacksonville next episode. So, this one will be, I guess, kind of one of the shorter destinations than what we've had before. Because before it's taken us quite a few videos to get to our destinations. No, I want to stay on... Actually, what's this road? I'll follow this a little bit. I don't know what this is, but I'm going to follow this for now. I know it's kind of heading... It's Interstate 80 East. You know what? I'm going to go back to the other road. Because we can't really go any further east. I mean, you can go a little bit further east, but really, I mean... We don't want to go east. We want to go south. Because eventually, if you go east, you're going to run into the ocean. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go this direction. As long as we're heading south, that's all that matters. South and west a little bit. And eventually, we should come back out onto US 1. No, I've already got thinking about the next destination after we get to Jacksonville. And my thoughts are from Jacksonville heading towards, or heading to Key West. Now, typically we would just go straight to Key West, but this will be the next destination will be the first destination where you have a destination via another location. So what I'm going to be doing for that then is we're going to go from Jacksonville to Key West via Orlando and Disney World. So that's what I want to do for the next destination. Like I said, we haven't done anything like that before. We've just had a destination. But this time, like I said, we're going to do it via another location. Now, one thing too is eventually US 17 will no longer be part of the interstate there. But and then we could follow US 17 again. But I think for now we'll be fine. I'm just gonna go this way. And eventually we may come across either 17 or 1, like I said. We're gonna keep going straight on this road for now. Looks like we've come across another highway here, it looks like. Looks like I have 17 up there. And it didn't have any interstate routes up there, it looks like, either. But of course we're gonna stay on here because, I mean, it'd be kind of unrealistic to jump down onto the highway when you're driving. You have to use non-ramp. But like I said, we're just gonna follow this road, or these roads. Clearing out something over there, or kind of looks like it. Well, can't go that any further, I suppose. So I'll be going this way. Wait, did that school bus have like a stop thing on the back? I think these ones do, yeah. Do not pass, yeah. So I was gonna say, these sorts of buses I think do have those. Bluebirds, newer ones like this. Now, one thing about school buses is if it has a white roof, then it has an air conditioning unit in it. If there is no white roof, then there is no air conditioning unit. I used to drive school bus, and that's, I mean, I learned that, but of course where I live, here in Maine, we don't really have school buses with air conditioning units. The only ones that have them are the special needs buses. But all the other buses don't, and only the special needs buses had the white roofs. Of course, down this way, I would imagine all the school buses would have air conditioning units in them. I'm starting to think this was not a good way to go, and I think I did see a dead end sign back there. I mean, I don't see any there. You would think... Well, we're gonna go back out on the other road that we were on, just go west somewhere, I guess. Know where I'm intended. Yeah, I kind of glanced at that sign I thought said dead end up here. Is there a dead end sign? No? I thought I saw one that said dead end, but maybe not. We'll just go this way still for now. I should have just kept going this way, but no, well. So this is this highway. I don't see 17 here, though. To State Route 24, 516. $295, 2204. So presumably, since it's saying 2, that means it's not 95 or anything like that, but we're still not going to take it. We're going to keep going this way, even though we're kind of going northwest at this point, but more so like north-northwest. Going north. Oh, there'll be another road up here. Yeah. Traffic light up here, we're gonna go left. Coastal bike routes 95. South Carolina to Florida. I know there's a another bike route that goes along the East Coast. It's oh yeah, we're back on to 17 now. There's another one that goes north or along the East Coast. I believe it goes all the way from Maine to Florida, and that's bike route 1. I know bike route 1 goes through Bangor here. It's the only bike route we have up this way. I mean, there might be in the other part of the state, or in other parts of the state rather, but only one I know of is bike route 1. I feel like that'd be kind of interesting to take a bike ride on long distance like that. So now that we're on 17 again, we're going to stay on 17 for now. If we come across US 1, we'll switch on to that. Which I'm thinking 17 does, but so looking at the time, I'm gonna say that's probably gonna be more than just the next episode by the time we get to Jacksonville, especially with the progress we've made, I think, in this video. In fact, it's showing we're still in Savannah, Georgia. So I guess we kind of like looped around, or either that Savannah, Georgia goes quite a ways out. I mean, we've been at this for like 15 minutes or so. And like I said, it's still showing us in Savannah, Georgia. I feel like it's probably one of those things where it says we're in Savannah, but we're like in like other parts of, I suppose Savannah, but it's named like on the map. It shows like another town name or whatever. Because it seems like that happens a lot down this way. In fact, that road was like Quacko Road or something like that. I'm gonna go to my OBS just to see how long we have been recording. 19 minutes. Been streaming for 22 minutes. So man, this part of US 17 is quite busy. I remember one time I was going to a bowling tournament in, what was it, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania? And we had flown down to DC and got in a rental car from there and drove up to Harrisburg. And it was like a 2-hour drive. But I remember it was like really late at night, probably like almost 11, 12 at night on one of the highways. And they had night construction going on. And you would have thought it was the middle of the day. Because with the amount of traffic that was there. Because the traffic from the construction was backed up like 2, 3, maybe even 4 miles. And mind you, this was at, like I said, like 11, 12 at night. Like, it was the strangest thing. And then, of course, once we get past there, like, everything cleared up again. It's like, okay. I mean, of course it cleared up, but I mean, it just didn't seem like there was that much traffic anymore. It was very strange. So I'm pretty sure we're still on 17. Showing Georgia Route 25, but I don't think 17 had split off. If we see any route signs up here, we'll find out. There should be route signs up here somewhere at some point. See, now one thing is I mentioned that there's no interstates, or I can't use interstates. Now, even though this is highway-like, yeah, we are still on 17. Even though it's highway-like in certain spots, it is allowed because it's not an actual interstate, so it's not going to be constantly highway-like. Now, if it is highway-like for quite a distance and there's a business route, like Business Route 17, then I'll follow the business route rather than the actual route. Oh. Excuse me. That actually hurt. Hey, we're not in Savannah anymore. We're in Richmond Hill. And we're actually heading south now, so instead of heading north or west. Now I'm gonna try, and I know I always say that, but I'm gonna try and stop the video around the 30-minute mark. Of course, like I said, I always say that. And it never works out. Except for last time and the time before. Especially the time before. I mean, it worked out perfect then. But last time, I mean, like I said, I think it worked out okay. I mean, it's been a couple weeks too since I did this. Because last week I was sick. But just had a little bit of a cold. Only lasted a couple days. Yeah, see, now this is getting even more highway-like. I mean, you still have, there's no, like, exit still. You have the roads that cut across, but it's, what I mean by highway-like is when it's divided like this. Of course, I mean, there's more to see on these sorts of roads than, like, an actual interstate. I mean, although interstates, I suppose, certain areas, there is quite a bit to see, but especially when you're going through cities and towns and stuff, but once you get out of cities and towns, there's typically not a whole lot. Take 95 up to Brunswick. Taking 95 south to Brunswick, okay. Oh, it's Brunswick, not New Brunswick. There's a Brunswick, Maine as well, and I know New Jersey, there's a New Brunswick. Which I thought was kind of funny. It's like, New Brunswick is north of Maine as well. One of the provinces that border Maine. It's kind of funny to think about that there are more provinces that border Maine than there are states. Like, I don't know if any other state has multiple, I mean, maybe, I suppose, like Michigan, or not Michigan, yeah, Michigan. Alaska, I think, may have a couple, but as far as the continental U.S., I don't really know if there's really many other states that border multiple provinces. Like, Maine, I think, borders like 3. In fact, you know, I'm going to take a look at the map on my phone just to find out. Because I know we have Quebec, New Brunswick. Those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head. I love every time I load Google Maps on my phone, it immediately opens up to the satellite view instead of the map view. Okay, so yeah, it looks like we have Quebec and New Brunswick, and then of course there's a couple other ones near us. We have Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia, but those don't directly border us, I suppose. Although there's one island, I don't know which province it's technically in. Let me put my phone on my desk, and I just want to see if there's any other states that have multiple provinces that border them. So where is the border between Ontario and Quebec? Yeah, it looks like New York, I guess, would have 2. But Maine, I think, like I said, is unique in the fact that it's the only state, well, I mean, it's the only state that has only one other state to border it. But I find it more unique as well that, like I said, there's more provinces that border Maine than there are states. So. I tell you what, I always say Maine is like almost like a country of its own in a way, or like a place of its own. I think partly because we're so isolated. Well, I mean, not really isolated, I suppose. I mean, that's just we're so out of the way, I guess. And sometimes it bums me out in a way because, like, when we're traveling, you have to go the same direction every single time. So you're always going through the same locations. Like, once you get towards like the middle of the country, you can go in any direction. Whereas Maine, you have to go one direction. And of course, Maine only has one interstate as well, basically. One major interstate. We have Interstate 95, and that's it. I mean, we have spurs of Interstate 95. We have 295, 195 technically, 295 and 395, and that's it. So those are the only interstates we have in Maine. But, I mean, when I was mentioning about isolated, I mean, like I said, we're not really isolated. I mean, from Bangor here, it's 4.5 hours or so to Boston, which really isn't that bad. I mean, that's about, I think, the same amount of time that would take to go from Boston to New York. Maybe not quite that long, but I mean, Portland is 2 hours from here. Boston's like 2.5 hours south of there. Actually, no. Boston's 2 hours from Portland. Portland's like 2.5 hours from Bangor. So... anyways, I think we're getting up into an area where we might be able to find a place to stop, so... maybe. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my outro song up. I know I don't always have that working or going, but... I'll remember to this time. It seems like with this, it's always hard to tell when to start or to have put the outro song in, because you never know when we're gonna have a good spot to stop. So we're coming into town, and that may be a good thing. I mean, heck, I could almost stop looking at that church or whatever that is, but... schoolhouse, church, both. We're gonna keep going up here, like I said. See, for some reason, I always look for, like, water areas to look at, like ponds, lakes, rivers. Not really streams, but swamps. I thought we were gonna have like a good spot to stop somewhere up here, but it's not really looking like it right now. And the outro song's already going, so I mean... and I hate it when we have this going and I don't really have a good place to stop either, because it feels like I have to rush to kind of end the video. And I hate doing that for you guys, but... actually, you know what? That one doesn't really line up good. I think this may work. Kind of with this, I mean, I suppose it's a stream at this point. But you know what? Yeah, this is what we're gonna do for the... where we're gonna stop, so... Midway, Georgia. It's Midway in Maine as well. But yeah, anyways, so like I said, this is gonna be the place where we're gonna stop, so... of course that means, for those of you watching on YouTube, that is just about going to do it for this video, so hopefully you've all enjoyed. Like I said, for those of you watching on Twitch, don't go anywhere because there's more to come. Like I said, once again, for those of you watching on YouTube, that's just about going to do it for this video, so hopefully you've all enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a thumbs up, and who knows, maybe I'll catch you in the next live stream, but yeah. I'll catch you all in the next video anyways, so I will see you all later. Bye!